The Crythian diplomatic vessel descended through Earth's atmosphere with the grace of a falling cathedral. Ambassador Vex Thor watched through the viewport as the primitive blue world grew larger, his triple-jointed claws tapping nervously against the armrest. His species had conquered 17 star systems. Their warrior culture feared across 3 spiral arms of the galaxy. Yet here he was, traveling to a backwater planet to retrieve one human female. The reason made his mandibles click in embarrassment. 6 months ago, the Crythian Empire had established their first embassy on Earth. Standard procedure: assess the humans, determine their worth, perhaps recruit a few soldiers. The apex predator species had little interest in the soft bipeds who'd barely achieved faster than light travel. But protocol demanded representation. Ambassador Vex Thor's younglings, Crix and Mala, had accompanied him, as was tradition. Crythian cubs learned diplomacy through exposure, though mostly they learned which species broke easiest under Crythian claws. Everything changed the day Olivia Martinez knocked on their embassy door. She'd been sent by the human government as a cultural liaison. A slight woman with kind eyes and an inexplicable bag full of fabric and thread. Vex Thor had barely tolerated her presence, assigning his assistant Sam, a human male who'd already been working at the embassy, to keep her occupied. Then Crix's most prized possession, a stuffed rendition of his ancestral battle beast, had torn during rough play. The cub's wailing had echoed through the embassy's steel corridors, a sound that stopped negotiations and sent guards scrambling. Crythian young rarely cried. When they did, it meant something catastrophic. Vex Thor had rushed to his son's quarters, expecting injury or attack. Instead, he found Crix clutching the torn toy, viscous tears streaming down his scaled face. Broken, the cub had sobbed in their language. Gone. Forever. Gone. Before Vex Thor could respond, Olivia had knelt beside his son. She didn't speak, didn't make the foolish cooing sounds most species made around young. She simply held out her hand. May I? Crix, shocked by her boldness, had handed over the precious toy. What happened next had been documented, analyzed, and eventually broadcast across 17 Crythian worlds. Olivia had produced her bag, her repair kit, as Sam called it, and spent 3 hours meticulously stitching the toy back together. Not just repairing it, but somehow making it better. She'd reinforced weak seams, added small details, even embroidered a tiny Crythian honor mark on the creature's chest. When she returned it, Crix had stared in wonder. Then, in a gesture that made Vex Thor's blood freeze, the cub had pressed his forehead against hers, the highest sign of trust in their culture. Fixed, Olivia had said simply, smiling. Word spread faster than light-speed communication. Within days, Crythian cubs from across the embassy staff were appearing at Olivia's door with damaged toys, tattered blankets, broken treasures. She accepted them all. Sam helped her manage the growing queue, translating requests and explaining the cultural significance of each item. Within weeks, packages began arriving from off-world. Crythian families from neighboring systems, having heard the impossible tale, sent their younglings precious possessions. Olivia's small office became a workshop, then expanded to an entire wing. Sam coordinated shipments, managed appointments, and marveled at what was unfolding. Other species took notice. The Zentarii crystalline beings who cherished resonance sculptures began sending fractured art pieces. The Volrathi, whose children bonded with biosynthetic companions, shipped damaged constructs. Even the ancient Morphidae, who rarely acknowledged younger species, forwarded a cracked egg memory containing their entire genetic history. Olivia fixed them all. She learned new techniques, studied alien materials, adapted human methods to extraterrestrial needs. When she didn't know how to repair something, she researched, experimented, asked questions. Sam became her translator, her assistant, her bridge to the galaxy's countless cultures. The Galactic Council noticed when 17 Crythian warriors, the most feared soldiers in known space, filed a formal petition. They demanded Olivia Martinez receive official recognition as the galaxy's first toy medic, with full diplomatic immunity and resources. The petition was signed in younglings' claw marks. Now Vex Thor stood in the council chamber, his warriors flanking him, as human representatives entered. Olivia walked beside Sam, looking overwhelmed by the crystalline grandeur of the galaxy's oldest institution. The council recognizes Olivia Martinez, the eldest announced, their voice harmonizing across dimensions. Your actions have accomplished what centuries of diplomacy could not. You have touched the hearts of predator species, convinced ancient races to show vulnerability, united the galaxy through its children. Olivia blinked. I just fix toys. You fix what cannot be replaced? A Morphody representative whispered, their form shimmering with emotion. You return pieces of childhood. You understand that some things, once loved, must never truly be lost. The eldest continued. We grant you the title of Official Galaxy Toy Medic, with authority to travel freely, requisition any materials needed, and establish repair centers across all member worlds. Your work is declared culturally sacred. Sam squeezed her shoulder, grinning. Told you it was a big deal. Vex Thor approached, his massive form dwarfing the human woman. He knelt, bringing his eyes level with hers. My son still sleeps with the battle beast you repaired. He tells other cubs that a human fixed it with magic. The ambassador's mandibles clicked, in their version of a smile. Perhaps he is not wrong. Olivia looked at the assembled representatives, warriors, diplomats, beings of pure energy and ancient wisdom, all watching her with something like wonder. I'll need a bigger sewing kit, she said finally. The council chamber erupted in the laughter of 1,000 species. Later, as they left the chamber, Sam shook his head in amazement. You know what you've done? You've made the galaxy's deadliest predators care about stuffed animals. Olivia smiled, already planning her first galactic repair center. Everyone's a child first, she said. Before they're warriors or diplomats or conquerors, they're children who love their toys. That never really changes. Well, across the galaxy, in nurseries and sleeping quarters on 1,000,000 worlds, younglings clutched, repaired treasures, and in the dark between stars, something shifted. Some old hardness softened. Some forgotten tenderness remembered, all because one human understood that the things we love, no matter how small, are worth saving.